So, I know that we've all promised that we would do 3 movies in one night because, like we had 3 movies that we all wanted to see for Stage Versus and for our own sake. That didn't wind up happening. What happened was,
That's probably for the better. 3 movies in one review would be a bit much.
oh, in one night rather.
Well, I mean, would it be 3 separate?
Yeah, it would be
reviews?
three. It would be 3 separate vlogs, like what we're doing right
Because
now.
yeah, I mean, it was how long we trail on. That would be a long. So
So we decided, you know what, 2 tonight on Thursday. We'll catch the early screenings, and then tomorrow we're going to catch 50 Shades Darker with Amy. We saw John Wick 2 later with Amy, fortunately, but unfortunately she was not able to join us with the Lego Batman movie. And I think, which is a shame because I think she really would have liked it, despite our audience.
the audience wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad, but it was, a kids movie audience, which means that you're just going to have some loud mouth kids basically vocalize their thoughts about I look at that and that.
Like you went to a kids movie and you didn't expect kids to be kids.
I know, right? Like fuck us.
You're right. We shouldn't have gone to the movie. Shouldn't ever go to kids movies because of that.
Mm-hmm. Like fuck us for thinking the parents should be able to, get their kids to behave. So, with that aside,
Although the kid in the very back who kept saying "That's so sad," that actually was funny.
yeah,
It was
because
kind of funny.
yeah, that kid had no filter on him whatsoever.
It's like, oh, you poor soul.
Oh, you poor kid. You poor kid. You're gonna get so beat up at school. But the Lego Batman movie is a pleasant little, funny, exciting movie. I cannot wait for my nephew to get old enough to remember watching this movie because I think he'll love it.
It was really good. It was really good.
It was the Batman movie that needed to happen. It was a Batman movie that just took a big ol', not really a dump on the Batman mythos, but rather just saying like, you do realize that Batman as a concept is inherently silly. Let's have some silly fun with it.
Yeah, in a good-natured way,
Yeah.
not like fucking Batman versus Superman way.
No. This was just a kind of a love letter to the silliness of Batman, with a Batman that, all right, I will say that Will Arnett once tweeted, I think Will Arnett was quoted as, he's the first silly Batman, to which I would describe as like, Diedrich Bader. Which some people brought up in my Twitter comments saying that, well, he was the straight man in his series. Everyone else was silly around Batman, but he was also silly Batman. But I would bring up, did you forget the episode in which Batman was split into 2 personalities? Where there was a silly, goofy Batman, and Diedrich Bader did not play him? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Point being that this was indeed a silly Batman.
Yes.
And
Of course.
it was a silly, fun Batman with a ridiculous, over-the-top caricature that was dovetailing off of his presence in the Lego movie.
And it was I think it was a little bit less bat dick than I thought it was going to be, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Lego movie.
Yeah, like, I think we've definitely gone on length about how we wish that a Batman would just come in like an actual, just a pure, unadulterated fucking dick of a person.
And they really reeled it in on that front in this movie, I think.
Because, like a family movie and whatnot, but like if we had our druthers and we had Warner Brothers by the balls, we would have a Batman movie where he knows he's Batman, he knows he's, he knows he's always right. Basically, what if Sterling Archer were Batman? But he never gets his comeuppance because he's fucking Batman and he knows how to dodge them. And he's just making finger guns at people while he's in, like in his Batman suit. It's like, oh, you done funked up this time.
I was Tobey Maguireing it.
Oh, that would be a perfectly hateable dick. I'd love it.
Oh yeah. I know I got my hopes up a little too much. There were definitely parts of it, I mean, he really is. I mean, he is a dick in the movie, but he's not in the way that.
Well, he was a dick that needed to learn something, which again, family movie is. It's on one hand, this is the first Batman movie that actually legitimized his innate fear of having people close to him. I mean, like I think in Batman Forever they kind of approached that a little bit, where Val Kilmer basically had to wrest away the idea of, well, why are you Batman? To avenge your parents' death. Well,
Yeah.
at what point are you just being Batman to be Batman? Like, how many criminals do you have to put away before the spirits of your parents can rest? And while it was kind of a point, it was sort of lost in the Jim Carrey-ness.
It's like, the answer to that would be like, really, I should have put a number on it when I got into the business. Like, I should have said, okay, 23 and I'm out.
Like, I bagged 25 criminals and done. Conscious at rest.
Because that's where justice stops, at 25. Asshole.
But that's where the inherent silliness of Batman is, and where him as a character really comes into fruition is his idea that he's compelled to do what he does, but that's not really helping him as a person. Mm-hmm. And I think this movie does a job at illustrating that. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a great job, because I think that if this were in a more mature-minded movie, like an actual movie that would have been a mature-minded movie that actually wanted to be like a Nolan versus Batman movie, I think that would have resonated much more strongly. But because this kind of plot happened in a like a over the top, let's have some cartoony fun with Batman, it kind of rings a little hollow. Not to take anything away from the movie as a plot, but it just feels like, why are we focusing on the actual character of Batman in the Lego Batman movie and not in any of the other mainstream, like, actual Batman movies? It actually kind of pisses me off the more I think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, the best we ever got was fucking Batman Forever, which, don't get me wrong, I do have a special place in my heart for Batman Forever, mainly because I just love the
Joel Schumacher's.
I will go to the grave saying that the Joel Schumacher Batman movies are not nearly as bad as everyone makes them out to be.
When I looked at them in the light, first off, I was a kid, really, really a kid, when I saw those of them in theaters.
I was 5 years old when Batman Forever came out,
and even then, I knew that I didn't enjoy them as much as the first Batman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. With Nicolas Cage, or with Jack Nicholson.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so Michael Keaton Batman was really good. Not the second one, but
certainly not
been down that road.
We've been down that.
But Nicolas Cage's Batman was pretty good too, actually.
If we count him,
if it had gotten more screen time.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage's Batman would have been great had he actually been Batman and Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
Not just sorta Batman.
Yeah. Don't go half-assed. But
if you're going to go half-assed, don't go Kick-Ass.
But seriously though, this movie was gratifying because, like we both noticed at the same exact moment that it took that direction, is that it became like the last action hero.
Yeah.
Because, really this review is pretty much summed up as Batman versus Sauron.
Batman versus the Loch Ness Monster.
Batman versus Voldemort.
Batman versus the fucking Daleks. It's Batman versus every single a property that Warner Brothers could garner itself using the Lego license. Holy shit on a shingle. This was fulfilling the promise that was left unfulfilled by the last action hero when Chucky Dance announced that he was going to, I could have King Kong here and Dracula.
Yeah.
And he never does. Well, here we get King Kong and Dracula.
Yeah, it never happened.
We did get King Kong wrecking shit in Gotham. We got Dracula turning into bats. I don't think he actually really did anything.
Dracula didn't do shit.
Dracula didn't do shit, but we got Sauron being awesome.
It wasn't the right Dracula. It wasn't the Bram Stoker's version.
But it was the classical version of Dracula.
Or the video game version of that where he's a giant Gary Oldman. That's what I wanted. But yes, we got Voldemort, we got
Voldemort, we got
Velociraptors and T-Rex.
Like the Jurassic Park dinosaurs.
Yeah.
By the way, Alfred Pennyworth in this movie is played by Ray Fiennes. You get Ray Fiennes as Alfred Pennyworth, and you also get Voldemort in your movie,
but It's not Ray Fiennes.
It's Voldemort.
Ray Fiennes is Voldemort in the movie, and he doesn't do the voice acting for it.
No. Like I said, the only reason why he didn't do it probably was because of legal reasons. He probably, like, they would probably have to cut J.K. Rowling another check in order to have Ray Fiennes reprise his role as Voldemort.
But it must have felt weird with somebody else voicing Voldemort and he's in the same room.
Especially since it wound up being Eddie Izzard.
Izzard.
Well, not Eddie Izzard or Eddie Izzard.
Yeah, but still, yeah. No,
but it's Eddie Izzard playing Voldemort.
Like, I saw Ray Fiennes on the credits, and I was like, oh, he actually did Voldemort. He's like, no, he didn't. He didn't do Voldemort.
He was Alfred.
He was Alfred. It's like, what? But then who the hell did
Eddie Izzard?
I was like, Eddie Izzard? Okay, that's out of nowhere. Eddie Izzard out of nowhere.
Actually, it would have been hilarious if they got Joseph Fiennes.
Like the last thing he did was the
Risen.
Risen, and then he goes to...
He has to take his brother's table scraps for a role.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Them Shakespeare and love dollars are really drying up, right, Joseph?
Woo!
Gwyneth Paltrow stopped taking your calls?
Where were you in the resurrection of Gavin Stone? Or was he in that?
I wouldn't put it past him. I really wouldn't put it past him. I mean, his star has fallen so hard. But let's talk a little bit about the plot. So Batman is being Batman in Batman Town, and he's awesome, and everyone loves him because he saves the day. And Joker's getting a little pissed because he goes through all these shenanigans. And by the way, Joker being played by Zach Galifianakis in an actually pretty good turn. Yeah,
the voice was a different choice, and I kind of understand because all the voices in this were done kind of differently than they would actually be for the characters, because it was kind of like lending a different take on each of the characters.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, okay, I guess the way I want to put this is the Lego movies. It's all kind of viewed, I guess, in a way of like a child is playing each of the characters. Like it's the kid with the Legos playing them in his own kind of version of them, I guess. That's how it feels sometimes.
It feels like the acting in this movie is very broad. And in comparison to some of the more serious-minded DC cartoons like Justice League Dark, or in stark contrast to even, like, say, the TV animation that's going around, like with Young Justice. Well, I think Young Justice. I don't know how long it's been canceled. But the point is that this is very much a very broad, very like cartoony approach to acting. Even when it's in its more serious-minded moments, it's still kind of, it's not like brooding acting. It's still like broad caricature acting.
And which is why I couldn't get it. Why didn't they just do Cesar Romero kind of Joker or something? He didn't sound like any Joker to me. He just sounded like a guy.
Which, you know...
And that bothered me the entire movie.
It bothered me, but like I also... Like, if they tried to do any kind of Joker that hasn't been established, that's already been established, I think that would have been... You're damned if you do, if you're damned if you don't. The Joker is such a storied character that if you tried to riff on, like, say, the Cesar Romero version, or the Mark Hamill version, or the Nicholson version, or the Ledger version, you can't... There's no way you can escape that and not come out of it and not feel like you're trying to retread ground. Given the two damning options, I'd rather go for try new things than maybe fail. And I don't think they necessarily failed.
They didn't fail.
They didn't fail, but
it was odd.
But it's definitely one of the weaker Jokers. And
a little underwhelming.
Yeah. It's an underwhelming Joker. Not that Galifianakis did a poor job in his performance. It's that he just didn't possess this necessary manic delivery or manic tone.
And the script wasn't really quite Joker.
Yeah, but again, the Joker as, like the Lego Joker. Yeah. Well, the Lego version of Joker.
Everything was Lego version, which immediately I would guess if someone told me to describe the movie to me, I would think that each of the characters would be like an exaggeration, like a comical exaggeration of itself, but not so much the case.
No, it's a little. What's the word I'm looking for? It's more like the it's more like the Lego versions in this world is more used as a broad pastiche of a parody, not so much a what's the word I'm looking for? It's not so much a it's not so much a parody as it is like different versions of the character. So, going back to the plot, Joker gets annoyed that Batman just doesn't think of him the way he does. So there's this great underpinning of like this gay subtext throughout the movie
and that was good though. That was really good.
That was good. Except like Joker needs Batman to know that he hates him, and Batman's just like, I don't think of you like that at all. I don't think of you at all.
Just take any romance, romantic drama or anything like that, and replace the word love with hate, and you got your scene.
Yeah.
It's like, I am allowed to fight other people. I don't do ships, as in relationships.
And Joker,
cries. Just
like
crying.
it was actually legit. It actually was legitimately sad that Joker's heart was broken in that way.
Yeah. Sad clown.
Sad clown. So Joker, finally is headed up to here and says, "All right, I'm just going to ruin the whole Gotham. I'm going to ruin Gotham." And goes into the negative zone to retrieve, as we said, all of history's greatest monsters, including Voldemort and Dracula and the Jurassic Park dinosaurs and what we thought was the Kraken from the original Jason and the not Jason and the Argonauts, but the original Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
At
first, I thought it was Godzilla because he was shooting that plasma or whatever.
But the model looked so much like the Ray Harryhausen version of the Kraken.
Yeah.
And it would be such a fine nod to that.
I just don't remember the Kraken shooting stuff out his mouth.
Yeah.
That was like a Godzilla thing right there.
Yeah, but
maybe it was a mashup. I don't know. Maybe it was a very obvious specific character because everything else was a very specific character.
Except for the dinosaurs, but it's hard to be specific
about
it.
Totally Jurassic Park. You don't even need to be specific. Velociraptors.
Yeah, I suppose.
But the Gremlins. Gremlins. And...
Oh yeah, the Gremlins from Gremlins. It's like, dude, those Velociraptors could be from Carnosaur. We don't know.
The funniest twist of the movie.
It's just like,
my babies.
My babies. You know what? Gene Siskel was right to give that a thumbs up. He was. I mean, there's actually a great...
The funny bone.
Gene Siskel, for some reason or another, had this weird relationship with dinosaur movies. So he gives a thumbs up to Carnosaur. Then he goes off on this tangent during the Lost World review. There's this great clip where Gene Siskel is talking with Roger Ebert, and Gene Siskel just admonishes the movie for a little bit for saying that couldn't the dinosaurs be friendly and just I want to be nice. And then Roger Ebert's just looking at him like, what the fuck?
Really?
Yeah. Gene was just despairing over the fact
the same guy who gave a thumbs up to
Carnosaur.
Carnosaur?
Yeah, I think Gene Siskel had a thing for dinosaurs. I'm thinking he did.
Wow, so he really believes that they should have inherited the Earth.
I think he died before he could see his dream realized. If we go to his estate and dig underneath the floorboards, we're gonna find some vault. And we're just... It's like if he was a pop artist, he would have had the same turn as Michael Jackson, but with dinosaurs instead of children. Okay. Allegedly. No, you'd have an entire theme park of dinosaurs and everything, and it would be all to himself though. And so what is he gonna call it? Triassic Park?
Triassic. But this Lego movie is really just all over the place.
It touches bases with a lot of the Batman universe. One of the things that I loved was the fact that it brought in the whole cavalcade of the rogues gallery that was brought into the Silver Age the comics, like Polka Dot Man, fucking Condiment King, and he literally is just squirting mustard and ketchup everywhere. All real, and the movie makes it realize that yes, these are all fucking real.
This is canon, yeah.
These are all canon. But there was a part of me that was kind of sad that the Riddler was in the movie, but not really in the movie.
Yeah, barely at all.
Yeah, like he's my favorite Batman villain.
Oh,
Yeah, he is. Him and Mr. Freeze.
So Harley's in it.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? Harley's in it, but the people who wrote the script knew her character well enough to know that like this is a family movie. We can't have anything like sexually abusive. We can't have anything even remotely abusive about her.
And they just avoided that.
And they just avoided that entirely and just have her be like this willing and just willing and bubbly henchman
And very side piece.
Which at this point.
And guess what? Still a way better Harley Quinn than Suicide Squad.
So, in your mind's eye, this is the first cinematic Harley Quinn?
Yes.
You're going to play the game.
Not live action, but still first cinematic.
First.
Didn't happen. Didn't happen. That fucking trailer park trash, stupid cotton candy, bubblegum, Malkavian bullshit never happened.
But it did.
And
But it did.
I'm saying it now, and I won't have to say it again, because it didn't happen.
You're just a furious little cinnamon bun, aren't you?
About what? This movie was great.
Yes, this movie was great. The movie hits a turn when we're introduced to Robin, played by Michael Cera, the most brilliant thing so far this year. Michael Cera literally is a real life Robin. Do you when I say Michael Cera? Do you know who that is?
The person who played the original Dick Grayson?
No.
Wait, what?
Michael Cera is the you remember Superbad? The one who isn't Jonah Hill?
Oh, did he voice?
He voiced Robin.
Okay, yeah, that name meant absolutely nothing to me. Okay.
Yeah, but
so he voiced Robin in this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, doesn't he look like a Robin? Just like this.
Jeez.
Wow. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah,
good choice.
Yeah, exactly. He plays Meek comically Meek so very well to have him basically be another starry-eyed. Oh my God. This is the Batmobile.
Can I get my eyes surgically enhanced, with this experimental surgery to get them enlarged?
To get my eyes comically enlarged or adorably enlarged. Oh God, that was so great. And also, I don't want this to go unmentioned, but even though Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, I like the fact that she's made probably the most competent she has ever been portrayed as. She kicked ass in this movie.
That's true, she was.
She fucking kicked ass and had, had the right idea all throughout the day, but at the end of the day, she still kind of served as the whole den mother, kind of. Like, she was the one, the moral right, and there really wasn't much to her character other than that. But still, Rosario Dawson as Batgirl had a certain, not edge, not edge, but still was charming enough that the few funny lines she was given, she hit them right out of the park. And Rosario Dawson, Jesus Christ, I mean, your career has certainly taken a weird sort of twist and turn. Like ever since you showed up topless in Alexander, it just feels like, where are you gonna go, Rosario? Where are you gonna go? And it just seems like you just choose projects based entirely on the weird premise alone. There's this great clip of her on in the documentary of the making of Clerks 2, where she says she got to the part about the script about the donkey fucking scene, and she knew that she had to be in the movie because of that.
Huh.
Other actors and actresses look at a script with donkey fucking in it and saying, it's probably not good for my career.
Yeah,
but Rosario Dawson just line me up. Do you need me to be the donkey? I'll be the donkey.
Yeah.
I think that movie would have been an infinitely better movie had Rosario Dawson in a really cheap donkey suit. Really bad donkey suit.
Like the donkey rubber horse.
Better yet, it's Rosario Dawson in like the 2-person donkey
But
suit.
nothing ever happens. Like she's in the suit and she's ready to go, but she never gets to. She's always ready.
So it's Rosario Dawson in like that 2-person donkey suit, but she doesn't have somebody at the front end, so it's just her with the suspenders and the donkey suit and the big old flapping phallus. But she still plays the same role she did in.
Yeah.
Trying to recap the plot of the Lego Batman movie, it almost seems like a folly because when you really think back on it, that movie exists on a moment by moment basis. Like some of the keystone moments of that movie are just like it happened and then it didn't happen. Like the Justice League. The Justice League all have a party at this Fortress of Solitude without Batman to really drive home the point that Batman's alone.
Yeah.
Which is fun. It's funny. But I just love the fact that the movie never went back to like Superman confronting Batman. It's like, how the fuck did you steal the gatekeeper to the fucking negative zone? How? Just you think that like there would be some kind of repercussion, but nope, never brought up again.
Nope.
Never fucking brought up again.
It wasn't very. Let's touch all the bases.
Yeah, that was a little weird to me. Also, I don't want to go into spoiler territory here, but actually, at the end of the movie, it's revealed that Batman, in order to save the day, has to recapture all the criminals that escape from the negative zone, but also have to recapture all the negative zone. But by the end of the movie, there's the Joker was sent to the negative zone. But he's still on Earth, and everything is...
Little, I guess a plot hole there? Or at least an oversight on their part?
Yeah, that's...
On okay, so there's the great Lego brick in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a different Pink Floyd song. The great Lego brick in the sky is the curator of the negative zone, or the jailer, whatever. And it demands, Batman gets. Do we want to go into?
I'd say keep it spoiler free.
Well, let's just put it this way: all of them are supposed to go back, the bad guys, and that's not including the Batman villains.
Mm-hmm.
They apparently are exempt, except for Joker, because Joker got sent there.
Yeah.
So apparently, if you're a bad guy and you were never sent there, you're okay.
Yeah, apparently you're not a bad enough dude to be sent to the negative zone.
But Joker was sent there, and Batman. Well, I'm not going to go into that. It has to get him.
Like as I said, the whole.
I'm trying not to go into spoilers here.
Yeah, but
it's kind of ruining what I need to say.
But the whole crux of the conflict is that Batman has to get all the villains back into the negative zone.
Like you can deduce what happened. But...
Yeah, you can deduce from what there, but the main point of it is that Joker was in the negative zone. Yeah. Batman was told to get everyone that was in the negative zone back, except for the Joker.
And not like they ever said not the Joker.
Yeah.
They just said all of the ones that were back. That includes the Joker because he was there. But when the Joker... It's funny. It's really, really in your face because the Joker's right next to Batman when they're sending the other ones back. And they're like, thanks for bringing them all back. And the Joker's just kind of there. Not saying anything. Just he's in frame right next to Batman. I hope that they don't... notice I'm supposed to go back.
Did they forget?
I'm just gonna stay here.
Well, looks like I'm gonna hit the old dusty trail. Which I think I would have respected the movie more had they actually lampshaded it like that. But no, it's still kind of an oversight, I suppose. I mean, it doesn't really detract much away from the movie. The movie is funny enough and charming enough and exciting enough that something like that doesn't really bother me too much. Mm-hmm. But it is kind of in your face about how it's so blatantly there and how did they not think about that. Outside of like the many references to Batman's history, there was one last thing I want to touch on. One of the best moments of the movie to me was Alfred just going up to Batman and saying like, "You always seem to get like this, Bruce," getting all moody and getting all wistful about something specific. It happened back in 2014. It happened back in 2011. Back in 2008.
It's showing all the different cinematic adaptations of Batman.
You know, like, and then there was that really weird time, and they actually showed footage of the 1966 Batman.
All the other ones were just,
Like
Lego
still
versions,
frames
animated Lego, whatever, and then they actually just showed footage for the
the 1966
Silver Age.
And I kind of felt like, why couldn't they show the footage from the real movies? It's Warner Brothers; they own the rights to it. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it would be funnier. It's funnier if it's the Lego version of those iconic moments, like in Batman Begins and The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises and Batman v Superman. But I like that moment, one, because it's funny, but two, because it's actually legitimizing the... It's actually kind of...
How goofy it was that they don't even need to feel like they need to animate it. It's already there.
No, well, that too, but it's actually legitimizing and making a canon in this Lego Batman universe that all that actually happened.
Oh.
So, like, that's where the Lego universe actually exists as a pastiche of past works. Because there's never been a Condiment King in the fucking Batman movies, and yet Condiment King is there because he existed in the comics. There's the Lego version of Riddler, even though that Riddler didn't look like anything in the Batman Forever movie, or even in the comics necessarily, or the cartoons. Harley Quinn existed in the cartoon, then became a comic, now exists in the Batman universe. So, like I said, the Lego universe is just a pastiche of every single source of the canon of Batman, and that's where I think that movie kind of works the most, when it realizes, like, let's celebrate everything Batman. Yeah. Not just the cartoons, not just the movies, not just the comics, but everything. And that's where that movie won me over, specifically.
Yeah, because they got everything in there. Mm-hmm. Really. I was trying to think of any specific things they might have left out. Lobo. That would have been great. That would have been great.
But just seeing the Lego version of Lobo.
Lego, and it's completely timid, watered down, or whatever. Just really, really
like
non-violent for kids.
Yeah, especially.
Hey guys,
He's like,
I'm the main man. Can you pass me the syrup? Thanks. Can't have waffles without syrup. Want to ride on the bike? Ping, ting, ting, ting.
Don't forget to wear a helmet.
Hey, pass me a baseball card. I sound like a motorcycle. Watch.
Anything else we're forgetting?
Oh god, I'm trying to think of like what I would recommend a person to see this movie for, particularly.
I think if you're just a fan of Batman, you would definitely dig this movie. Just in any iteration of Batman.
Yeah. Like Batman, like freaking Alfred putting the parental locks on Batman's computers.
On the Bat computer, yeah.
I wish there was like more of a focus on Batman, I guess, than we got a good amount.
But you wanted more Alfred disciplining Batman.
More Alfred and Batman dicking around and being
Like, I'm putting you in timeout, Batman. No, wait. Take me out of timeout. Only if you take Robin out of timeout.
Yeah, I wish there was more of that. I think that's what I came to this movie for, personally. Maybe I'm weird. I came here to a Batman movie for Batman stuff, But it's not like that we didn't get it. It's just I wish there was more focus on that part of Batman, of like what he does in his...
I suppose if the movie's left you wanting more of anything, that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Too much of it might have actually been too much.
Yeah.
And it's not like I didn't enjoy the last action hero aspect of the movie where they just did everything.
Just like, I don't know if we're ever going to get a Lego Batman movie too, because how the fuck do you go from there?
Yeah.
It's like Lego Batman goes for God. Like Lego Batman literally comes alive and fights the kid from the original Lego movie. And Will Ferrell too.
He has something for everything. Oh yeah, and shark repellent was a thing in this, and it works. Mm-hmm. He's like, don't use that. He kind of discards it like the mechanical owl reference in the new Clash of the Titans.
What a way to bring that back up. Jesus fuck.
Well, we did mention Clash of the Titans earlier.
Yeah.
But, so he's just like, don't use that. It never works. later on at Chekhov's shark repellent.
And then Robin literally uses it on Jaws.
Oh, right, because Jaws was one of the villains, the bad guys that was brought from the negative zone. So yeah.
Sure, yeah.
This movie needs no permit to make a stretch.
No.
It's a Lego movie, so it can do whatever it wants. That's kind of the awesome freedom.
This was beautiful. Just a great family movie, a fun movie. I can't wait to show this to my nephew. I think it's going to blow his mind. He's going to love it.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to witness him seeing it. Of course, knowing my luck, he's just like, I'm bored. And then he goes up to my brother and says, I want to fight monsters. And then he just gives him his phone and he just plays a little phone app game.
Oh.
I know, right? That's how he says that he wants
Look, Gabe traded me this awesome Slowbro.
No. He doesn't play Pokemon Go.
Yet.
If Niantic has anything to say about that, then yeah.
No, it's a shitty game. I'm ashamed of myself.
It took him this long to realize it.
Stockholm Syndrome.
But
I'm ashamed and neglected.
join us for 50 Shades Darker next time.